Good morning, Flosstube. It's Pam, stitching between the lines. Today is Monday morning, February 1st, 2020. February already. Um, doesn't feel any different than January. We're getting a snowstorm. It snowed overnight, just a couple inches, I think. It's kind of hard to tell because we already had some snow. But the house feels a little bit cave-like in any other room because the skylights are covered with snow, which doesn't let light in. So anyway, I'm in the kitchen at the breakfast bar, and I know you can't see this. I took pictures. We'll just put them in a minute. Behind me, it's just all white, and it's not because it's snowing. It's just the light is bright. But the lake is out there. So sorry, I jiggled you. Sorry. I'll put pictures in here of what it looks like immediately out the window if I stand up by the window. And then I zoomed in on the lake, which has got ice on it. I don't know, maybe the first 100 feet are ice. It looks like just snowy ground. But then just at the end of the ice is like a whole flotilla of Canada geese. They're fun. They mostly stay down there on the water, which I'm happy about because they make a mess. It's like dog poop in your yard when the geese get in it, get up on the beach a lot. And they fly over. They make a lot of noise. One day I was in the kitchen doing something and I knew nobody was home, and all of a sudden I heard what sounded like voices, like men's voices, like right outside the kitchen window, and I thought, what the heck? And I went to look. Is my husband home? Is somebody here? There was snow on the ground, so I could see there were no tracks. Well, it was geese. There were a couple geese. When they get kind of honking, and maybe you have the TV or the radio on, it's just the sound. It's deep. That's what it is. It's deep, kind of baritone. Maybe thinks it's like a man's voice. When they're not just like all honking as they fly over. So anyway, it's pretty here today. I don't have anywhere to go. Like, that's news. Do we ever have anywhere to go? Oh my gosh. I've been trying to get my hair cut. I cut my bangs. The person who cuts, like, I had to cancel the appointment last week and we made it for a different day, and then she called and said could I come in at a different time on that day, and then on that day she called and said I don't feel good, and so we moved it to the next day, and the next day she called and she said I still don't feel good, and so then yesterday, which was Sunday, she called and we scheduled it for Wednesday this week. So I said to my husband, "Oh, I just want a haircut." And he said, "Well, you started it by canceling the first appointment." But I got a new computer, and it was being delivered that day. And I needed to be here. There's nowhere to put it. There's no man door that they can easily open and stick it inside or anything. In this particular delivery service, I'm feeling very fortunate that they don't just like throw it off the back of the truck as they go by. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just we've had some. Okay, this is what it is. They set stuff immediately at the end of the driveway at the garage door, like so up against the garage door. They set stuff. I can't see it from in the house. It's like 10 more steps to get to the front porch, front steps, front door. And they don't bring it up to the front door like the mailman does. And so I really, really, really wanted to be here because it's cold. It's 0 degrees. It's kind of snowy. And so he actually brought it up to me when I was standing at the front door. But the next day, I had an order from Chewy. Chewy delivers the pet food. Chewy, that came, and he set that right up against the garage door. Like, I don't know. I try to think to myself, if I hadn't seen him, what might have happened? Like, I'd put the garage door up and back out. Would I back over all the cat food? I don't know. So anyway, it was just better that I be here. And anyhow, so there, my hair is annoying me. I'll try not to mess with it. So there's 4 minutes of things you don't care about. Not even the tiniest bit, I know, but whatever. You're in my kitchen. We're going to talk. I'm going to lead the discussion today. Been stitching like a fiend because, nowhere to go. Nothing to do other than sew and read. I read a lot, and so it's kind of a toss-up. Anyway, I got my trusty calendar out. Look at me, use my calendar. I got it out so I could verify what I did week by week. I actually screwed up a little bit because I do Monday through Sunday on my weekly rotation. And this, I noticed this in the beginning, but then I forgot that it starts with Monday. It's kind of like I have a calendar from Spain and they start on Monday. I don't know where else starts their calendars on Monday. So anyway, it worked. I thought when I got it, I thought, well, okay, that works because my rotation goes from Monday to Sunday. But anyway, so I wrote stuff, and I also decided a thing that I could keep track of on my calendar was what day I made the video and what number it was. Did I say today's Flosstube video is the 90th? 90. Isn't that a great number? 90. Maybe by summer we'll have 100. We'll be at 100. I don't know. I tend not to make a ton of them. I wait until there's enough to show to make it worthwhile. But I think I've lost my red pen, which is kind of a bummer because I had to order them. I couldn't find red pen. No, maybe I got it at Walmart or something finally because I don't get out much, right? And I list all my whips down here and then alternate the colors so they stand out. I'm at 14 according to this list, plus I started 4 things in January. Shannon Christine's Ornaments, I'm having a hard time deciding when I can drop that off because it's February 1st, if I said that date yet, and the December freebie's not out yet. So that might just go in the whenever I get it done thing, if I ever get it done. And then take this whip off my list because I got all the supplies laying out, waiting to finish it. But in the scheme of things, I guess it hardly matters. I get to drop another thing off here. I'll show you in a minute, which brings me down to, well, 14 plus 4 is 18, minus 1 is 17. And if I take Shannon Christine off here, that's 16. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it on in February, and if it doesn't come out by then, I'll quit carrying it forward. I don't know. Anyway, I think I showed you everything up until I started in the second full week of January when I worked on my Prairie Schooler, which I started on Thanksgiving Day, harvest time. I am doing this. I have already done this. I'm doing the full-on turkey. When I showed it to you last time, I don't even have a picture to show you this time. There were just some things you couldn't quite identify as a turkey going on in the middle. And after a week of work, I have the middle done. Yay! I think it's done. Pretty sure it's done. I mean, it's mostly done. Maybe if there's a little flower bud or something in there, I don't really remember. I'll confirm it when the time comes, when the time is right. So that's good. That's kind of a fun one. It's fun colors. All Prairie Schoolers are fun. So Prairie Schoolers done, or yeah, you know, I did it for a week. I also worked on, I don't know where this is in my whole lineup. Oh, at the end of the Prairie Schooler week, I worked on block 3, house 3 in my Prim Village. We've talked about this a number of times, how I picked out what I really felt were prim colors, because I don't really feel like those are prim. With some fabric bundles and matched up some thread, and I wanted it Christmassy, blah, 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 blah. So this is the house I just did. I was gonna get better about writing down what colors. Okay. All right, I guess I did okay. So this latest house is, the dark part is Classic Colorworks English Ivy, and the lighter part is Gentle Arts Baby Spinach. I had less bundles, I have less pairs of greens than I have reds, so I'm going to have to duplicate houses and or mix up the greens. We'll see when I do it, what the mood is. My fabric is doubloon, picture this plus, 32 count. And every now and then I do want to, well, every time I have colors that I'm doing, I do a little bit more of these quilt blocks just so that I get a good mix of the colors going on. So there we go on that. When I'm working on it, I think I'll just do one more house and get a little further along, and then I'm done with the house. I'm like, I don't think so. Not happening. So Then I pulled out, this is a good one. Maybe not. I pulled this out. Country Still Life. Bought it on Stash Unload a couple years back. Talked about it a few times. I started it kind of on a whim, I think in the spring of 2017, I think. Maybe 18. I didn't keep good records then. I just like it. It's quilt, it's crock, it's geraniums. So I started it when I was in deep on Let Freedom Ring. And, excuse me, sorry. And I just needed a little break, like as if this is a little break, doing these little intricate flowers. And so I worked on it only on little bits, fits and starts, let's say that. Never more than a day or two, and sometimes I would spend quite a bit of time trying to figure out where I was. So anyway, this piece, it was a mania. I included it as a mania whip in 2019 and again in 2020, and I don't think I put a single stitch in it between those two manias. So when I have a picture right here where I started. Before this week plus marathon of stitching on it, some of the crock was still unfinished over here. Obviously, it's unfinished up here, but some of this down here was unfinished, and none of this was done. I had worked a little tiny bit of each color across here so that I could do the half stitches that make up the background. I had done that, I don't know, at some point in history. So I worked on it for a full week, and I got a lot of the bowl done, the apples, and I think a little bit of colors here and there. Not a lot on the quilts. And then at the end of the week, I started beading on Ornaments All Around, which I'll show you in a minute, Glendon Places. And that to bead, I need to be like sitting, what's going on with my shirt? Sitting like at a counter or table. I was sitting at my sewing table. I had put my machine away. And I had all set up with a light and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know how long that would take. But I also knew that evening in my recliner stitching, I would just keep going on this. So it really had 2 weeks minus the amount of time it took me, which was 4. I worked for 4 days on Ornaments All Around, primarily in the daytime. So if there got any late in the day or evening stitching, it was on this. So I got a long way. I am left with this side of the crock, finish the crock, this side of the crock to do. And then I have to do all the background, which are just half stitches. And apparently I quit outlining the leaves somewhere. So there's a bit of outlining. There's outlining here and there, but nothing as intense as the leaves. Flowers are done though. So that was fun, and I did a lot, and it's going to take more than a week, so it still can't move into it'll be done in a week basket. But after another week, I think then it could. So that was great progress. And I'm not ready to show you Ornaments All Around, even though I talked about it, because that's a finish and that's coming up. And then on Inauguration Day, which was the first full week that I worked on Still Life, I had a plan. I had said before, I mentioned starting a snowman, or having a snowman every year. And so this year it was going to be out of this. I had kitted up a million years ago, and then a couple weeks ago I went and had the book bound, and they screwed it up, put it on upside down, but whatever. Life is going to go on. So I thought Inauguration Day is a good day to start a Santa called, the one I had kitted, All American Santa. I even showed you last time what it was going to be. I had marked the page and showed you. So first, in this kind of book, like all the pictures of patterns are up front, and the patterns are behind that. So this was all ready to go on Inauguration Day. I had the book marked here so I could open it right up to you and show you. So I sat down. This is how I know my heart wasn't really in it. I sat down to work on it. I opened it up to the picture. I flipped the page. Well, I flipped the page apparently past one pattern to the very next pattern. I don't know. Don't ask. it just is what it is. And it was this Santa. Got out my box of threads and my fabric, and I thought, this is a good one to start up here in the corner and start the trees. So I am working away, stitching away, making great progress on trees while I'm watching a little bit of the inauguration information. Whew, this is a really white that you can see through. So I'm making my way along, and I thought to myself, I wonder how long that tree is. And then I looked at the pattern, and then I thought to myself, I don't remember there being trees in All-American Santa. So I look at my pattern, and I'm like, and there's not a flag in there like I feel like I remember being in this picture. Because there wasn't a flag. Because I'm not working on it. I'm working on a whole different thing. I'm working on something called Oh Starry Night, which I don't want to stitch. So I locate the correct pattern and started it again. There's Santa's belt along with a needle and some thread. I don't know. Things like this happen, right? And I gotta say, still life is a pattern that's color. I do not know, no offense to designers, but what in the heck are they thinking? Do they stitch? That's a good question. Are they stitchers? Are they actually stitchers? Because I'm telling you, do you stitch the green with the black star, the green with the white star, when you're flipping the page back and you're looking, which green am I stitching? Here's green again, or a blue with a star. In another thing, it was, I more than once stitched something wrong because I just looked for like the green with the box and got the wrong green with the box. Even last night, I was doing green star. Nah, that wasn't it. I started with a green that was really mossy, so I don't even know what I picked that was wrong. 926 is what I think what I was working with. Well, that's not a color choice, so ignore that story, except that I had to pick things out again. Honest to God, that is insane. And which shade of green? There's more shades of green and blue and pink and peach and brown and tan. I know anybody who's stitched a colored pattern feels the pain. So, I don't know. I'll get them done, obviously. I get things done. I just might grumble a little bit along the way. So, anyway, Glendon Place's Ornaments All Around was my great accomplishment. This is just the tag from the fabric so that I remember to tell you it was Crystal Relic by Picture This Plus, a 28 count. It's the cut. There's somebody sells, don't ask me who, can't tell you, sells like the cuts of fabric that are specific for like Glendon Places. So this was an 18-inch by 18-inch square, and I plugged away on it. It took me 4 mornings-ish, a little bit of afternoons-ish, whatever. Some days are busier than others to finish it, and here it is with lots of see-through light. Oh, let's see. Oh, what mistakes did I make on this? Well, I started right out, the first thing I did was one of those bells, and then I kept out the beads thinking that was the same color for all the bells. I did the second bell, and I noticed on the third bell, I did like by quadrant, and so I did the first bell and up, and then I did the second bell, whatever, whichever direction over this way. And I was down here working, and I noticed that this bell was the same bead colors here. Like, that just caught my eye because I was looking for whatever the letter was. I thought, that means I got to take out this bell, which I did, and put in the correct color. I also discovered I hadn't done outline. There's outlining stitches all over the pattern, like everything is outlined. the instructions tell you the outlining is only to help you see specifically which color you're stitching. You don't outline the whole thing, but you do outline the tops, and I hadn't done that, so I had to go back and do that. I'd forgot the Krynic on an ornament or two, so anyway, I had to go back and do that. So there were a few setbacks in beading, but other than that, it is done, and it is great. It really was a fun stitch, a quick stitch. And I started this year, right? This was a Mania start this year. Does that sound right? I've had it kitted up for a couple years. I have my list. I have my Mania where I've crossed. Oh yeah, it was a start this year. Not bad, right? I mean, considering I only work on things for like a week at a time, I think one of these flowed over a week because I was close to being done, or I wanted to finish these green swoopy things, which were incredibly annoying. But yeah, this was not as horrible as you would think. So there we go. Take it to the framers whenever I go out in public again. Which might be, I don't know. I don't know when that'll be. And then I had an FFO, finally. Holy crow. This has only been laying around. Who makes these? Plum Street, the bunnies, the mother and the three. So I always like that, especially since the middle one's a boy and I have 2 girls and a boy. Middle one's a boy. It's a freebie. Happy hunting. And I did the ruffly thing because I like the ruffly thing. I don't know why I kept not doing it. Who knows? I had it, probably showed it to you. I had it mounted. I had the little dots on, the, little pom-poms on. I don't know. I don't know what the holdup was. Probably just motivation. I need to work up a little more fringe here, which I can. I just need to, with the needle, catch a thread or two and pull it and then work around. So there we go. I don't really know why it took me so long. I don't know. That's how it is with finishing. So there's all my cross stitch things. I am going to start a block. Okay, so I hinted at February plans that were vague and unspecific in my last video. And what I was thinking was, usually I go to Florida for the month of February and I take like a really involved project and I work on it a lot. So I was thinking maybe I would pull out one thing specifically, Kingdom of Books, and work on it for the whole month if I could, if I could stand it. I mean, there'd have to be little breaks for the little things like the Prim Village house and Tingles. So some little things would have to be worked in there. Give me a little relief. But, we are having our master bathroom remodeled, gutted and redone, and it's was supposed to start last week, but we made those arrangements last summer, and then jobs and the whatever things happened. We didn't we weren't rearranging our schedule for it to officially start a week ago Monday. And they told us a month or two ago, I don't remember, probably 2 months ago, that it would be in the beginning of February. So they're planning to start next Monday, the 8th. And so that's very disruptive in the household. I don't mind. I'm very good at this sort of thing. It's just I don't want to be like buried in my chair with a big stand frame and the whole thing and lots of project pieces and parts all around me. Every time somebody needs to interrupt me to ask me where to put the outlet, or could I open and close the door as they carry something in or out. So I believe I will push that until maybe the month of March. Kingdom of Books I don't want to drag out as a 10-year project. So I'm thinking that might be what I do in March. I don't know that I can be held to that, but whatever. I'm making an effort to, dedicate some serious time to a big project. So what I think I'll do this week is this is a very detailed block, but the Farms of Hawkrun Hollow, which I didn't bring in here. I thought I meant to go get it, and show you, I don't know. I haven't worked on it since last time I showed it a couple months ago, I think. So we'll talk about that next time. That'll give us something to show and talk about. So anyway, this week, one of the blocks, which may or may not get all the way finished because I think it's pretty heavily stitched, on the farms of Hawk Run Hollow. And then let's see. Oh, another thing. Somebody asked where I had hung my Let Freedom ring. So there's pictures here. Sorry, they're cruddy pictures. Skylights of snow on them. It's in the hallway opposite the stairs that has the greens that had the Shannon Christine ornaments on. I think I showed in the last video a couple pictures of that. In one of the pictures, you can actually see the shadow of the rails of the stairs on it. So it's a pretty hallway. We don't have a lot of wall space because we have a lot of windows and a lot of open, it's all about the wood in this house. So anyway, there's those, and it's on a pretty wall, kind of a formal looking hallway. So it's a good spot for that. And did I forget anything else? The bathroom remodel. We have the, I don't know. We're the second owners of this house, and when you build a house, you put some things in there that are like to your taste, I guess. Whether you ever use them or not, you think you might like it. It looks pretty, whatever. There's one of those absolutely enormous soaker tubs, which I'm not sure how much money you'd have to pay me to actually use. A lot. You'd have to pay me a lot to use a soaker tub that was essentially somebody else's for 20 years. Nope. And they put in a shower coffin stall. It's like a stall. Like, I only can think of it like a coffin. It is just horrible. It's whatever the walls and the floor and everything, and the ceiling is made out of it too. It's horrible. So we are having that soaker tub ripped out and a nice fancy tile walk-in shower put in, and then the other shower space backs up against a closet in the master bedroom. There's no like real master walk-in closet or anything. There's just a couple little slider door closets. So we will open that closet up into the shower space, and then on beyond it into what would be like the little hallway that leads you to the shower, and a linen closet back there. So we will have a walk-in closet. Access from the bathroom, which is what our other house had, which was fabulous. If you're ever building a house, ever remodeling anything, and you can have a closet with your clothes in it that has access from the bathroom, it's wonderful. Like, my husband gets up super early in the morning, and he can, we lived 15 years in the last house, he could, in the bathroom, he could get his clothes out in the light, in the daylight, you know what I mean? Like in the light, not daylight, because it's dark usually. And he's not like trying to creep around and, whoops, I forgot to get socks out last night. Now I'm trying to find a pair of black socks, and none of that. It is really nice. But this will it'll be by master closet standard, walk-in closet, kind of small, but, closets, I think, were an afterthought in this house. Well, I think when they built the house, I think they didn't realize how little closet space they'd have. So when they put an addition on, which included a laundry room and a new front entryway and a new garage, and they turned the old garage into what is our den. Part of it's my sewing room. So usually we meet in there. Anyway, they put closets in, like all the way down the hallway of the laundry room, and on both sides of the front entryway are big closets, coat closets that store lots and lots of things other than coats. So where were we going with this? The closets, the addition. Oh, so the closets in the bedroom, they're just not real substantial closets. The soaker tub is bigger. The area that takes up is bigger than the closets that are in the master bedroom. So anyway, here we go. That's probably our last really big renovation inside until we do the kitchen. We have a lot of experience with renovating. We have totally gutted and renovated 2 kitchens, plus in the house we built, had started from scratch on that one. So I'm more than a confident beginner on kitchen remodel. I'm probably at the intermediate level. And this kitchen offers some unique challenges because of the timber frame home. There's beams that run up the sides. So the cupboards, there need to be some custom making of cupboards because they can't be as deep as a standard cupboard wherever there's a beam that would be running up, taking up space. So anyway, we haven't quite worked our way up to what we're doing there. There's time. It's certainly a functional kitchen. It just has issues. So anyway, okay, I've rambled about that stuff long enough, and now for the really, really best good part of the whole thing, other than ornaments all around being finished. January of this year, 2021, was my 4-year Flosstube anniversary, right? Now, YouTube does not count doesn't count right. It says my first video was 3 years ago, but that is not right. Somebody else a year ago, somebody else was celebrating a Flosstube anniversary and said it was X number of years. I'm like, no, that's not right. I knew it wasn't right, and I know for sure it's not right. I remember I made my first Flosstube in January of 2017. I went back to watch it, and I really didn't say the date. Maybe on a subsequent one I said a date, but I didn't say the year. And that was where you're still learning that you need to say the date and the year and maybe the day of the week and what video number it was and stuff. But I referred to it briefly in one of those videos. I had what I referred to as a dental catastrophe shortly after my first video, and it led to many unpleasant trips to the dentist and the oral surgeon and to urgent care. And it's rather memorable. So we'll just say that it was kind of memorable. And plus, Let Freedom Ring is dated 2018, and I bought that after market in 2017 and showed the reveal of opening the package and getting this like 17-page pattern or whatever, and then I finished it the next spring, summer, whatever. So that was 2018. So that's 3 years. So this is my fourth anniversary. So okay, so I went a long way around the block to come to that. So then there's still more story to go. So it's still worth hanging on for. I ordered recently from Needle Case Goodies on Etsy, and one of the things I ordered was some needles, and I got the order and pulled out what I ordered, and I didn't really remember the needles right away, and I tossed the envelope and whatever. Then a couple days later, I'm like, wait a minute, I ordered needles. So I went back and I looked in my patterns that I ordered, and I thought, are the needles in there? Like, did I just miss it? And I looked all around. I looked in the envelope. I looked in the wastebasket, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not finding them. So I sent a message to Nancy at Needle Case Goodies, and I said I don't find the needles in my order. And then I got serious. Well, then I was looking in the trash again, or I had pulled out the invoice and saw that the needles were on there, not marked back order or anything like that. And I noticed that the order items, this is not the thing, shouldn't hold it. I noticed that everything was like checked and circled and like more than one like checked system to make sure everything was in that order. And I thought, that's a lot of checking of items to have not put them in there. So then I got really serious about looking. Well, they were in a tube and they were wrapped in bubble wrap, and they had kind of like traveled on their own out of the envelope, probably when I pulled the patterns out maybe. And so I real quick went, and I hadn't gotten a response on my Etsy comment yet, so I deleted it. and thought, okay, we're good. I didn't write back and said, I found them, my mistake. I just thought because there had been no response, I thought it hadn't been seen yet. Well, then I got a notice that a package was shipping from Needle Case Goodies. I thought, whoops. So I sent a note right away that I found the needles. I thought, since I deleted the message, that she hadn't seen it yet, and apologized. And she could pull the needles from the bin. And she said, I really was pretty sure, like out of her ready for the mailman to pick up bin, she could pull the envelope and not send them to me. I really thought, like, and I told her I really thought that I had deleted the message soon enough and that she hadn't seen it. So I apologized profusely, and she said, I was pretty sure you got them, but I always trust the customer, because she wrapped them and everything. So I think you kind of sort of in your mind remember that. Anyway, so I was so pleased with the service, and we chatted back and forth a little bit, and I said, I'm going to do a giveaway on my Flosstube, and I will order the item from you. So just as, a recognition to a store that I felt like did me right, even though I was the one making the mistake in the first place. And she did use an envelope and a label and whatever she had to do that she then had to destroy. But anyway, so I looked around online. I thought maybe I would order one of the patterns I ordered, which wasn't anything consequential. I'm not going to, whatever. I looked around on her website and I thought, so that I don't have to struggle with the fabric and the supplies and everything, because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it's just a lot of work. I ordered this, and it's a kit. It's Hands-On Designs, Hop On In, one of her designs, and it comes as mostly a kit. There's not this fabric to stitch on, right? Okay, so this is the first thing that I have ordered already some 32 count Weeks gunmetal, and also a piece of 16 count Aida that is, I forgot the color. I don't think it's black. It might be also a gunmetal or graphite. I don't know. But anyway, so first, I hate to have to do this, but I really would like it to be in the United States. I'm sorry, we'll do something that benefits international people, hopefully before the year is out. I just can't, it's not easy to replace. Like, this is sold out now, this from her shop, and I don't know that I've seen it anywhere else all kitted up. So I couldn't replace it. That, I guess, is what I'm going for. I don't think it could be replaced easily. So, sorry, I know I have international fans, unless you can think up a way to make sure 100% you get it. We're going to have to try to stick to the United States. So, Hands-On Design, Hop On In, and in here are, not more than just what you see, is the Lady Dot creates, I think, is it indigo bunting? Yes, big letters. I'm trying to read these little letters. Fabric that's used for the bottom part and for the backing. So it's for the finishing. There's the buttons. There is the sulky 12 weight that it calls for. Now, I stayed true to the 32 count that it calls for. I have not ever stitched with the sulky, so I really don't know how it translates to different sizes of either in a linen or Aida. So that's what's happening there. And then I also I will include in there a length of this, like a yard should do it. This stitching is on 32 count is only about 4.5 by 4.5. And then I don't have the sort of melon colored felt, but in my stash of felted wool, I have this orange that is like a perfect match to the darker orange that's called for, instead of a match to the lighter orange. So I'm going to cut off I don't like the word gonna, even though I seem to say it. I will cut off a strip of this, 3 inches maybe, so that it can be used for the finishing right here. So everything is there except for the stuffing and the skill of stitching it and the skill of making a pillow out of it. So, you know, so there you go. There you go. And I bet you know somebody or can have access to somebody in the world that does finishing. I'm going to guess that if you don't sew or choose, you don't have to make it into a pillow. This could not be a knot pillow and finished flat like that with the details the same. So there you go. Giveaway. Today's February 1st. We will draw on... Let me look at my calendar. My calendar, which is really cute and funny. Let's look. I'm going to say that I'm not going to make a video in the couple weeks that the bathroom work is going on, because unless they don't work for a day. My husband almost always goes to the office on Mondays. So let's look at February 22nd. Which is 3 weeks away to do a drawing. So, you know the rules. Don't say giveaway. Be old enough to give me your address. So let's put in the comment. I've never used the random comment thing. I may or may not be able to do that. But otherwise, I'll do it old school, whatever. Say me, please. That always makes it simple. Say me, please, and say, look, I know, my fingernails, the nail polish peeled off, sorry. I was hoping you wouldn't notice, but that was really, like, out there. Blatantly. Yeah, like, one of them, like, just was gone. Like, wait, what? I don't know. I have time on my hands. I should have fixed them. I didn't. Me, please, and say Linen or Ada, so then I'll know which way to go. How's that? And please make sure you watch the video on the 22nd. I know people sometimes have to draw again. That would kill me, because like 6 months down the line or whenever, you'll watch the video and see that you won, and then somebody's gonna have to explain that you won, but yeah, you weren't paying attention. So anyway, make a little note on your calendar. I'll make a note on mine to make a video. In fact, I'll do it right now. Drawing video. So even if I don't do anything but the drawing, we can get a video made on that day. So there you have it. A day in the life, an hour in the life of me, stitching between the lines. Hope everybody is hanging in there. There are days that are unlike other days that maybe we're losing our mind a little bit. I know I'm not I'm not having fun. Just cause it's winter and there's nothing to do outside, and I do the same thing inside 7 days a week. So there you have it. I don't even want to talk about vaccines or anything. I don't want to talk about it, so I won't. So we've hung in there for 42, almost 43 minutes. That's great. I don't usually make videos that long. So yay, whatever, or fast forward. But hopefully you'll have caught the end. So happy stitching, everybody, and I will see you again on the 22nd, okay? Even if just for a brief, but I'll make an effort to have 3 weeks of stitching to show you. Bye.